Yes, us. Welcome to the Kefi Life podcast. My name is Kiki L, and I'll be your guide to creating a life of Ola Kala. All is well. Together, we'll get back to the basics, and we'll explore fresh new ways to flourish in mind, body, and soul the Greek way. You can look forward to interviews, stories, essential self-care strategies, recipes, and actionable takeaway Ola Kala moments. This is going to be so much fun. Let's get going. Πάμε! Our Lexi for today is Vivrilo, Vivlio, or book. Vivrilo has a rich background. The root of Vivrilo comes from the Greek word biblion, which means book. Bibliography, from the word Vivlio, is a list of books or written books used for research. Have you ever heard of bibliophile? That's a person who loves and collects books. Fun fact, the most expensive Vivrilo or book ever sold in the world is the Codex Leicester, a 72-page manuscript by Leonardo da Vinci bought by Bill Gates for $30.8 million in 1994. Vivrilo, you can just check one out for free at the library. Eleolado, olive oil, has been celebrated in the civilized world for millennia, nearly eternal. The oil of this fruit has been more than just food to the cultures of the Mediterranean region. It's been medicinal, ceremonial, sacramental, and the foundation of great wealth and power. It is safe to say that olive oil is the ethos, the essence of Greek culinary culture. Today, the priceless and life-giving ingredients of this liquid gold can be delivered to you when you purchase your premium bottle of Kefi Life extra virgin olive oil from the region my parents were born, the Peloponnese. The coveted Koroneiki olive is extensively cultivated here in the southern part of Greece, which offers the unique microclimate needed to grow a fruit netting the utmost nutrient value for extra virgin olive oil. Kefi Life extra virgin olive oil, a boundless amount of value, high in antioxidants with anti-inflammatory properties, linked to good mood and improved mental health. Get your bottle of wellness today when you visit kefilife.com. Yes, us, and Happy New Year, Kali Chronia. Thank you for taking the time to listen to Kefi Life, the podcast. This is episode 185. Ready to soar this year by reading books? Want to live healthier and happier? This show is about you and words and how they make your life more wonderful. But first, if you do like my content, please be sure to follow me on LinkedIn, Instagram, and TikTok for lots of inspiration and plenty of Ola Kala all is well tips. My daughter Catherine and I, we love books. We buy them all the time. Sometimes we'll start reading our books immediately, and then other times we'll put our treasures on the shelf for a later, more convenient time. But one thing that we both experience is that we have a busy schedule, preventing enough time to read. However, one day, Catherine and I were talking, as we love to share conversation, and she said to me, "Mom, I have an idea for you." She said, "Simply commit to reading 30 pages a day." Light bulb. This micro goal is achievable. And so the reading goes. You see, we even learn from our children. Thank goodness I was listening. Friend, whatever your schedule or time allotment is, it's good to read. There's a woman, she's a health writer. Her name is Laura Barham. She writes, reading has many positive health benefits, and she has done research. She goes on to say that reading every day could lead to a longer life, slower cognitive decline, improved sleep, reduced stress, and lots more. What you are reading does not even matter. It could be a self-help book, a mystery, a favorite science fiction series. It's just that reading is accessible, it's easy, and it requires no special equipment other than the reading material. And you don't even have to acquire a membership or a subscription. You can do it anywhere. You can do it outdoors, indoors, or the privacy of your home, which I like to do every morning. So yes, reading is beneficial. It helps you. It can sometimes take you to a different place. And of course, you always hopefully will learn something. So today I would like to share my current top 20 books, which I believe will enhance your life. We begin with, and I'm just going to briefly outline these, Man's Search for Meaning. This is a book that is very deep and heavy, but has a ton of meaning. It's written by Holocaust survivor Viktor E. Frankl. Be ready to read it fast. My husband recommended it to me, and at times it's sad, but yet the sadness of the story will open your eyes to the possibilities of life and that there is always hope in every situation. The next one is a real simple book. It's called The Crossroads of Should and Must. It's written by L. Luna. I love this one. It's a fast read. It's animated. And it's just kind of a book about how, like, if you've been thinking about doing something in your life, now's the time. Don't wait. Bill O'Reilly, he used to be on Fox News. He's a commentator and author. He's really smart, very educated. He wrote a series about different people, like biographies about different famous people in history, and one of them was Jesus. And he wrote a book about killing Jesus, and it's about Jesus's crucifixion. The reason I like this book is because it tells a story from a historical point of view. The Boy, the Mole, and the Fox. The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. This is by Charlie Maskey. Again, it is an animated, easy book. It's almost like a children's book, and there's a life lesson in there. A book that I read when I was in the 9th grade, and I still have it, and I love it, and it actually impacted me to follow my career, is called See You at the Top by Zig Ziglar. He's really a self-help type of author, but just so powerful with his words and so encouraging. I do recommend this book, See You at the Top by Zig Ziglar. Next is Chris Carr is the author. She wrote Crazy Sexy Diet. She was diagnosed with a very serious rare cancer, and it talks about how she today is still living, and as she's changed her life, she still has cancer, but she didn't let the diagnosis defeat her. So this is a good one. Even though it is about a diet, it tells her story, Crazy Sexy Diet. Dr. William Bennett, wrote a book called Book of Virtues. This is a big fat one. It's a lot of stories that have morals and values. I recommend it for your library. The Little Prince, can't go wrong with this one. A Beginner's Guide to the Introduction of the Philokalia. This is a Greek book. It's actually an Orthodox book by Anthony Canaris. And it just talks about going deep in the heart and listening to your spirit, and discusses something called the nous or the intellect. And this is a fascinating book. It's a short read. It's an introduction, and it's one of my favorites. Of course, Dr. Seuss. Well, who can not read Dr. Seuss? One of the books that I like to read over and over again, and I also gift it as graduation gifts, is called, the title is, Oh, the Places You'll Go. Pick it up and you will see for yourself. When I was a senior in high school, I had this big graduation party, and I was really excited about a new dress and everything. And I'd been dieting, and I ate cake, and it was just a great time to celebrate with all my friends and family. And the one gift that I remember is a gift by Nikki Zisi, and she gave me the book called The Prophet by Kahlil Gibran. It is a very beautiful book, very prophetic, simple, has great illustrations, and I recommend it for any library, and it's a great gift for any milestone. Elena Paravantes is a registered dietitian, and she wrote a book called The Mediterranean Diet for Beginners. Elena is Greek. She's part-time Greece, part-time America. She's been on the podcast. Go back and listen to her. She talks about the Mediterranean diet. This book is a cookbook. It's easy. I love it. I recommend it. Of course, the old classic, the Bible, has so many stories in there. I like to read, and I have read, and I reference the Old and New Testament. James Clear, I know you know this name. He's an author of Atomic Habits. He's got micro habits. He talks about how you can improve your day and your life and set goals through habits. Bill Phillips is a workout guy. He wrote a book called Body for Life. I read this years ago. It's a real comprehensive book on fitness for life. All the buzz these days is with an author named Ryan Holiday. You may or may not heard of him, but he loves the Stoics and he loves philosophy, and he takes a lot of content from ancient living, especially the Stoics, and he revisits those concepts and writes books. And one of them that I really, really like and I reference quite often is called The Obstacle is the Way. And pretty much it talks about what you learn through adversity. Recommend it highly. Marcus Aurelius, can't go wrong with his book, The Meditations, More Life Lessons. Of course, being Greek and loving the classics, can't go wrong with the Odyssey written by Homer. This is a classic, it's timeless, and a beautiful poem, an epic. poem. It's kind of tough. Take your time. Don't be impatient with it. I annotated my book, and it took me about 6 months to read it, but one of my faves. Admiral William McRaven is an author and, of course, an admiral. He wrote The Wisdom of the Bullfrog, again, life lessons. And then finally, a book that I read in 2 days. Yep, I pretty much didn't sleep. Titled Unbroken. And it's a fascinating story of an Olympian who had to go to war, and he ran really fast. He ran like a 4-minute mile, and before he could go to the Olympics, war broke out. Well, anyways, you got to read the story. The author is Laura Hillenbrand, and she has taken the story of Louis Zamperini and she's put it in a book called Unbroken. Fast read, great read, riveting. So the books that I mentioned to you today are some of my favorites. I didn't list in any particular order. They're just some of my favorite reads. Some of them, like I said, I read in 2 days, and others it took me months. But I always, from these books, I learned something about myself, about life. And word to you, I do prefer reading about truth and philosophy and life lessons. But by all means, friends, listen, if your preference is science fiction, biographies, mysteries, and so on, there are thousands of books in those categories. Just read what you enjoy, and the time will fly, and you will educate yourself, and you will pass the time, you will entertain yourself, and also you could quite possibly live longer. And one more thing, it's been a while since I was a part of a book club, but if you have the time, join one or start one. A club can be 2 people up to 20 people. The number doesn't matter. You just need multiple people. And a book club will allow you to exchange ideas about text. You can learn from other people, and you can share what your commentary is about the book that you're reading, and also bond with people in a certain setting, which stimulates thought. And of course, you always want to keep your mind sharp. Okay, so think about it. I have a quote that I want to share with you, and that quote is by Napoleon Bonaparte. And he said, "Show me a family of readers, and I will show you the people who move the world." So friends, listen, please get in touch with me at Kiki@KefiLife.com if you want to share a favorite book. Maybe there's one that you just read and you just have to highly recommend it to me, and I can share it with all the Kefi Life followers. But in the meantime, I wish you happy reading. Ola Kala, all is well. And of course, sending you lots of Vilakia and kisses. Your friend, Kiki. Yummiest! Today, I'd like to personally invite you to sign up for my Tuesday newsletter. Why? Because here I will directly communicate with you, sharing additional wellness content and promotions that our team has created for you in mind. I promise not to overload you, only further inspire you. Visit KefiLife.com today, sign up for the Tuesday newsletter, bringing you one step closer to Ola Kala, all is well.
Kiki L is the founder of Kefi Life. She is passionate about whole person wellness and living a fulfilled life. Her Kefi Life podcast is created to simply and naturally help you harmonize the mind, body, and soul the Greek way. Visit KefiLife.com and check out Kiki Vale on LinkedIn and on Twitter. Join us again next time for more positive energy and inspiration on Kefi Life.